Lizzo gave the track a cosign. What did that moment mean to you as an independent artist?
Oh my gosh, I think that was so cool. I can't believe that actually happened. I think Lizzo, specifically being Lizzo, is very special because I think that Lizzo is just a representation of songwriting. I think she's a really, really great songwriter and like really great about championing positivity through the noise. She always has been that way. And so from someone like her, I think it's just an honor. And honestly, when I got to talk to her, that was something I made sure to emphasize to her was like, thank you. Like you're an amazing songwriter. And thank you for being that way. And I was like, I know this is all a lot, but like you seriously are just like amazing. And it meant a lot to me because she's an amazing songwriter. Like I think she's an amazing performer and I think she's an amazing artist. But for me, at the end of the day, like songwriting is my bread and butter and that's my North Star. And so to hear her be like, Don't Follow Me is an amazing title and her say that to me as someone who's a writer was just like really special. And I very much respect her. So go listen to her new mixtape.
You've had streaming wins, syncs in Love Island, NBA 2K, and editorial features, all independently. What does artistic freedom mean to you?
Oh, thanks everybody. Love you guys. I'm really so thankful. It makes me so happy. That is something that I have been dreaming of forever. And it's just taken so long, but I'm really happy. This is the music that got the shine and the chance. Artistic freedom is everything to me. That's why I really advocate for independent artists. Very advocate for telling your own story, no matter how long it takes. I tell a lot of my artist friends to before you even press go, like protect that music, girl, protect it. Like take time to make what you need to make before you even think of anything else. Because I think it can get really like penetrating to the actual soul of the art if you let the market inform. It's very tough. I do respect I respect the machine, but I don't know if it's in my best interest currently to like feed the machine, even though kind of, like once again, it's like a dichotomy. So I think like my goal would be, I actually don't know. I can't say like I used to be able to be like, oh, my goal is to stay independent and like grind, but like this is expensive, guys. Like it's not an easy feat. So if I found, I think the big thing with like my wins with like my syncs and with a lot of my accolades on streaming platforms, that is the people that believe in me helping me do that from the Spotify playlist curators who took a chance on me to the Apple Music curators who took a chance on me from AudioMac, Tidal, Pandora, Amazon, everybody. Like that is an individual decision that I'm like just so grateful that like the music resonated with them. And also for my team who and Sony Extreme, shout out to them. Like everybody who was like giving me a chance. And it all is from the music. So as long as I can be as authentic as I can with my music and I love the music, she'll find her home. So I think that's what I try to focus on while also holding so much gratitude for the people who are willing to put their hand out and like do the work to get my music heard. I think it's just like a really big blessing and like I'm so blessed, and that's not alone. And that's why earlier when you're like, oh, how's it feel to do this alone? Like I still find people who are down to do this with me and like we collaborate and like there's a lot of love in my team and a lot of nurturing to people's personal lives so they feel like they can really like show up, in the best way for the music. So yeah, I'm thankful for everybody who made that happen.
Oh, that's sweet.
Gina girl, that shit, that real.
Your fans even host Zoom calls and build fan pages in real time. How does that direct connection shape your music?
Oh, I love them. I feel like they're so cool. I have fun with them. We just did a Zoom recently and I know them, like I really make an effort to like know them. So I felt like I was with my homies. I think that it just continues to encourage me to be authentic, no matter if it hurts me. And if I have to take time to like soul search, really journal and get in there on my personal work, it all serves the funnel that is the collective consciousness and is the collective of who's listening to my music. So I think it just is to continue to be that way. And I think another thing I make, here it goes. I saw that on the way. I saw it. Something I make a very, very large effort to engage in is like I try to answer every comment, absolutely ever. Like I know that there will be a time in life where like that will not be possible. And like there's definitely getting hard for me to like manage all of that right now. But and I've had people be like, well, we can help you. I really don't want that. Like I really want to have that personal connection with my fans because it reminds me why I do this. And like I don't even call them my fans. I think it's like I don't know. I don't want to be like my fan. Like I call them my OGs, like because the OGs, like they're literally like my originals, and like we do this together, and like we're building something. And so like community is very important to me, and like even our connection, like right, like on this interview, like now we have a connection. Like I'm gonna support you, and like we're gonna support each other, and we're gonna continue to move, and like that's how I want my OGs to feel. And so I hope I never lose that, and I'm really gonna always make an effort to make them feel valued and special, and that's why I do the Zoom calls. I do one every single time a single comes out to show them the song early, or to show them the video early. And I just try to do special things for them because I know it takes a lot of time and effort to like support somebody. And I'm a fan. And I know how much it means to just have that like one-on-one connection with each other, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah. Totally.
I think people are looking for a community.
I mean, girl, it's like tough, you know? It's tough. And I also think like the type of people that are willing to like really support art have their souls are full of depth, and they want to like people with souls full of depth. Everybody's souls are full of depth, by the way. So it's not like there's specific people whose souls are full of depth. It's just like who's down to like explore and who maybe doesn't want to. And like that changes with time. But when two people who are like searching for the depth of the soul like get to meet, that is really special, you know? And they're really supportive of each other too. And I think it's really special. And they get really excited about like other artists too. And so it feels fun to be in like an artist community with some of them. So yeah, I think it's important. And maybe I think something, one of my goals later in life is like to do more advocacy stuff in terms of like mental health connection, but also like sobriety connection and also like independent artists, like putting them on. Everything that I've struggled with, I want to find a way to like make that easier for other people, you know? And once I have the platform to do that, then we're golden, you know?
Game on.
Game on. Ugh, let's get it, girl.
All right. You blend pop, trap, acoustic, and hyperpop into one sound. How do you balance experimentation with accessibility?
Oh, good question. I mean, that is a continual process for me. Um, like I said, these crazy big themes that are very meta are not relatable to everybody. You know, like that's not like relatable to like my cousin, like, you know, who's like just wants to like listen to a dope song and like go to KFC and like go to the gym. Like, you know, like I gotta be like really down the middle pop as well. Because like I'm trying to do that type of music and I love that type of music and I think it's catchy and fun. So there is an art to that. And I think we spent a lot of time talking about the depths and the inner workings of the mind because like that's important, then that takes time to talk about. But if you were just to listen to my music on a surface level, like there would be that through line of like catchy hooky pop that I think I will always maintain because I think it's fun and I think it's like just amazing and it's like candy, right? Like it's so dope. And I think even just in that can make people feel empowered and feel like a superhero version of themselves just from the sound design. And I'm very passionate about sound design, as you can totally hear. I've been very inspired. Like I said, I'm from Georgia, and like I started on acoustic guitar and piano. So there are elements that I bring in there because like I sometimes start writing songs on just piano or guitar, and we bring those in to the intros of songs or through like the through line. But I've also been super inspired my whole entire life by hip hop is like a huge inspiration for me. I really love Timbaland, Taylor Swift's Reputation album, like these kind of pieces of pop along the way, Black Eyed Peas, Miley Cyrus, Lady Gaga, and then I even like take inspiration from like SZA and a lot of these like visionaries. Brockhampton, if you know Brockhampton, like the way that they like sound design is unlike anything I've ever heard before. And then I like Ruston Kelly, who's like a Nashville folk artist, who's like an amazing songwriter, you know? So like there's a taste for everybody within my music. And I honestly have just, I think, a practice. It's a practice. And I think since I've practiced so much songwriting and like that is my passion, just continue to try to write songs that focus on one theme per song and build a world around that, you know. And sometimes that's why we drop the acoustic version. So there's something for everybody, you know.
Being both critical of opportunist and being one yourself. Why do you
Ha,
think artists wrestle with that duality?
I don't know if it's just artists. I think it's
One.
yeah, like think about like how society, at least in America,
Mhm.
is built, you know, from a capitalist standpoint and money and power and the job structure and the education structure is created in this crazy matrix we call our life, right? Like, I know there has to be a balance because that's how we survive here. And I know they say money doesn't equal happiness, but I think in a way it's this really interesting dichotomy because, like, that's what's marketed to us. I actually have a song called Upgrade that's on my second Arrow EP where I kind of explore my qualms with that. And there's no like answer. That's another thing. Like, I don't know if I have like this major answer for you that's like one's right and one's not. I think dichotomy, whether it's from the opportunist standpoint, whether it's from the love hate standpoint, whether it's from the secure insecure standpoint, are all almost the same thing because everything is true at the same time, right? Like, there could be a perspective right now, like me and you are talking on this Zoom right now in an interview, and we're having a beautiful conversation that we're actually connecting about something. And at the same time, like people like don't love technology and like technology has like ruined lives in a way and like ruined people's brains. Like it's kind of this weird like back and forth, you know? And so I just try to with the opportunist thing of this whole thing. Where's my intention? Because at the end of the day, if my intention is love and connection and grace, I'm a way happier person that way, girl. You know, like I'm just a way more peaceful person. And like it took a lot for me to like stop the train for a second and really think that way. So even like when I get down to like answering my Instagram comments or getting on this interview or anything, even if it's for a second, like I got to take a deep breath and like bring in the light of the spirit, girl. Cause like if I'm coming from any other place of like ego or scarcity, like who's happy with that? And then I'm just in the rat race and I'm like distracted and like plugged in to something that I can't even see, you know?
Mhm.
But that's a constant battle, you know. That's what human connection is continuing to try to show up in the way that feels authentic to you, you know, and that might change one day.
Yeah.
It's things to think about. Things to think about, man. Themes, I know. It's like how I think. It's like crazy.
No, I totally get it because like the people that I've now meet, I'm like, oh, we're aligned because we're both talking kind of in the same level in some things, and I feel like you could feel it too. And yeah, so I'm like, oh, it's aligned. It's meant to be, you know?
Totally. And I feel like you get it. You're tapped in and like sometimes it's hard to like unlock like this is a large conversation, almost kind of difficult. These are difficult themes and like I talked about this in an interview with someone like I don't know if you feel this way, but I feel like for me to be able to talk about these types of things and larger themes, I almost feel very meta and very like intangible and spiritual. I didn't just like decide, like I went through like some real trauma. Nice. Good. I went through some real trauma, you know. It's like, yes, thank you. And like some real like need to survive type of situations that like I had to turn to something higher than myself to be able to like survive. And I think for a lot of people who are very intelligent and emotionally intelligent, like we've had to go through a lot to be able to even have these types of conversations, you know?
Oh, for sure. I know I
So
look like an angel, but I went through hell.
yes, girl, and you look like one too. Period.